yo, and hello, and welcome to the 97th episode of Game Speak Podcast. New episodes go for free every Wednesday in audio format on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast directories, and in video format on YouTube, so you can see us in stunning HD. Sometimes. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can listen to episodes, subscribe for behind-the-scenes news, read radical articles, and buy some sick t-shirts from our shop. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/GameSpeakPodcast to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, Jamal Aljaafreh, alongside Brent Bass.
Hello there.
Yeah, I threw in some weird ones that time.
I like that. You got to bounce it around a little.
It's like yeah, it's like a bass. It's like a imagine it's in like a room. And the ball is bouncing off of all the walls. That's
actually exactly what I was imagining. Oddly enough, I was visualizing like bouncing with a boop boop boop. So, yeah, you definitely got your point across there on that.
Oh, good. Thank you.
What's been up, man?
Oh man. Well, I don't know. This past week has been nice, but at the same time, it's felt like I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm trying to find something to put my focus into, like outside of work. Other than this, obviously, I put a lot of focus in this. I did the little switched over to like Adobe Premiere and was like learning some skills in there on the trial and whatnot, because I was like, eventually we need to hop on Adobe, you know, because that's like the norm, that's the standard.
Is that what the people do?
Adobe? That's what the people do now. So, but yeah, I learned all that, and our last episode, I put it up through Adobe. That was fun.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
I just watched it.
The
look good.
Kind of. The that's what I meant by the HD. Sometimes it was
Is that how you got the effect flying?
No. That's gonna be on all of them now.
Oh, that's sick.
I totally.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah. What do you guys think of our animated?
If you're listening
logo?
on just the normal podcast right now on one of your podcast directories, go to YouTube and check out our sweet logo flying in as the music plays. You know what I mean? That's all Jamel over here.
Hell yeah. I like that. What you been up to, man?
Oh, man, dude. A whole lot. A whole lot.
Tell me about it.
I moved out of that apartment that I've been talking about the past few weeks. Won't go on and on about that, but I'm living with my parents again.
Living with the rent.
No, I love my parents, and so it's not so bad. Me and my girlfriend, my cats, we're up in a little room over there, and it's actually kind of cozy, and we're saving up for that tiny house we were talking about. We've been drawing up floor plans and looking at tiny houses. And
so, in your house, are you in your room, like your old room?
Actually, I'm in my sister's room.
I like it. Graduation.
Yeah.
It's got to feel weird. Why aren't you in your old room?
They've converted my room into a room for babies whenever my sister's kid comes down. My mom takes care of him sometimes. He'll, come down and stay with her. I don't know.
Cool. Okay. That's cool. So he's growing up in
converted. Yeah, so I'm over in my sister's old room, which is kind of cool because they've got a sleep number bed in there. Have you ever slept on a sleep number?
I haven't slept in one, but I've totally just hopped in one at the mall
and turned the sleep number all the way up and down.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's the best part is deflating the shit all the way to 0 and then pumping it up a little bit at a time until you get uncomfortable and then deflating it back down and doing it again.
Sleep number beds are just next level, dude. That's some Skynet stuff is the sleep number bed.
It's the future, man. And let's see what else have I been doing. I had a bunch of PlayStation money on my account, and I was like, fuck it. I know I'm either going to buy Resident Evil or Kingdom Hearts with that money. You know what I mean?
You didn't waste it on Kingdom Hearts.
No, I didn't waste it on Kingdom Hearts. I pre-ordered Resident Evil, but I figured I might as well pre-order one of them so I can get the pre-order bonus, because I'm going to do it. I got the money right there. It's just
Resident Evil.
I might as well, So I went ahead and got Resident Evil. So it's just waiting to be downloaded,
Yeah, and the reviews are out for it now, and it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell just from the demo that it was going to be pretty good, But I'm excited about that. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave town this weekend, so I probably won't even get a chance to play it until I get back.
Damn.
But I will say this: I got a whole bunch of accessories for my Switch. I'm fucking loving my Switch, dude.
What
Do you love your Switch?
I love my Switch, dude. What are you talking about? We're Switch daddies,
bro.
You know,
I didn't realize I was gonna like enjoy it so much. Like, and I maybe it's just the novelty of it hasn't worn off yet. But like I went out.
It's not a novelty though. That's the thing. I like. It's convenient.
It really is. Like I'll you know, I like to like lay in different positions when I play games or like move. You know, I can't just sit still for too long. I like move in my chair and lay down on the floor and sit crisscross and you know. Yeah. I like that about the Switch. I can like sit there and play on the TV, but then if I want to like go over here and do something or like heat up something, and I don't have to stop playing. I just pick it up out of the thing and just keep walking over here and keep playing. You know,
you just switch
you
positions,
switch, bro. But what I've got. First of all, I realized that my hands are way too big to hold the Switch as it is. It's like, I can do it, but I can't play games effectively.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not in handheld mode, not the way I want to. So I went and bought this thing for $15 at GameStop. You just slap your whole fucking Switch right into it, and it's got these like grips that go on the fucking side of the Switch, and you hold it like this. Like,
does it give some more like response to the triggers? Like, because the triggers...
It doesn't do shit to the triggers. It doesn't even touch anything. It just supports... You hold it, and it holds 5 games on the back of the thing, and it's fucking... It makes all the difference, dude. It's all about having that thing in your hand. It's like having your palm full. Because what I end up doing is, like, when I'm holding the Switch naturally, just without anything... My pinkies end up having to support the bottom of the Switch, so it takes away a lot of my leverage. So
it's
whenever
so
I
flat.
Get, it really is. It's little bitty, you know. But you got to get one of these, dude. It's only $15. It changes the game with the handheld mode.
I'm going to check that out. Really, my only complaint with the handheld mode is the triggers themselves. Like, it's just like it's weird playing a shooter on those, you know.
Yeah, you know, I fucked up. I've been buying accessories probably more than I should, but I just want to get a lot of that stuff out of the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
I got a screen protector, which is
you
definitely...
have to have that.
I had to get a screen protector.
Yeah.
So I got one of those tempered glass screen protectors. Put it over it. You know, I feel good about that. But then I got this. I was gonna get a Pro controller, and I know they had the wired ones at GameStop for like $25 or something. But then my dumb ass goes in there. And I was like looking at the Pro controllers, and then I look over and they have GameCube themed Pro controllers.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a functional Pro controller. You can use it for any game, but it's like a GameCube controller also. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It'd be sweet to play Resident Evil with a GameCube controller. Like, my dumb ass is thinking that. You know what I mean? So I bought it instead of the Pro controller, and I immensely regret it. Like,
it's way less quality, huh?
Well, it's good quality, but it's a GameCube controller, you know? Like, I forget that, like, the buttons are, like, the layout is a little different. So, like, I'm used to playing some of these games. Like, Paladins, I had to remap the whole controller. You know what I mean?
Shit.
It was, like, crazy. You know what I mean? But
I guess that makes sense because you got the X and the Y up like little eyebrows on the top.
Exactly. Well, technically, like, the Y, or I can't remember if it's the X or the Y, but the one that's on top is now more to your right, like, naturally, and the one that's on your left is now more to the top naturally.
Yep,
and
like
then
an
the
Xbox
B is
controller.
more on your right. Yeah, I mean on your left. And I will say this: I played some Smash Bros with it last night. Though this is the only reason I didn't take it back and return it. I played some Smash Bros, and I was crushing fools last night, dude. I was like, I'm in this like one game group online, and like somebody posted like, "Let's play Smash," and I was like, "Oh, dude,
like,
okay,
y'all get ready to die."
Well, no, that's what they said to me. Like, I was like, "Yeah, I'll play," and they're like, "I hope you're ready," and I was like, "Oh, I'm ready."
You're just getting online bullied.
I was crushing fools, dude. I just unlocked DDD, so like I'm like unstoppable officially. I got my GameCube controller. I got DDD.
Hell yeah, dude.
No excuses, dude, you know.
Lay down the game speak ass whooping.
But I will say I really love my Switch, man. It's growing on me more and more every week.
Yeah, the Switch is a beautiful thing. It's like I'm proud to be a Switch poppy.
The only thing I'd say that Switch really needs to be like a powerhouse contender is like Netflix. Like, why the fuck is there not a Netflix app on Switch? That's stupid.
I mean, It's Nintendo.
Yeah, but how sweet would that be if you could just like pick up your little Netflix movie and walk to the fridge with it while you're...
Oh, it would be dope as fuck.
You know what I mean?
But it's Nintendo, you know,
but
like
it's also,
eventually it's
they
going to
got
happen.
a Hulu app, they got a YouTube app.
Yeah,
why don't we have a fucking...
It'll show up. It'll show. They just do it whenever they feel like it, and then it'll be big news.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all that's going on in my life right now.
Good, man. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Good time. We're gonna jump on over to the video game news, and just so you guys know, we're using articles from gaming news sites around the web, and we don't claim any of the material or not the material, but the news itself and like the article as our own. We're just giving commentary. That's our stuff.
Yeah.
That's our shit.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna start this off because this is some pretty big rumor mill news that popped up not too long ago, earlier today actually, at least for me. But so Fallout 76 has had a rough launch, but no one really knew how bad the situation was until reports of the game possibly going free-to-play started surfacing. The news remains unconfirmed, but it looks like preparations for Fallout 76 going free-to-play are possibly underway. EB Games, which obviously this is in America because they're calling it EB Games, one of the biggest video game retailers in Australia, is reportedly removing physical copies of Fallout 76 from its shelves.
Damn.
According to reports, EB Games has pulled new copies of Fallout 76 it says the same thing. It is a distributor recall and has nothing to do with EB Games itself pulling the plug on Fallout 76. Tricentennial or Power Armor editions are still available, so it is only the base game copies that are being pulled for the time being. EB Games Australia currently has no new base game physical copies on sale. In fact, there is a buy one get one free offer up for Fallout 76 pre-owned copies at EB Games Australia. Interestingly, at the time of writing this, Amazon had 28 copies left in stock for Fallout 76. That is strange considering the size of this retailer. That's on Amazon. It seems the new shipment hasn't arrived for Amazon sellers. It is curious how Amazon sellers are low on Fallout 76 physical copies. Still, the game is available to buy at multiple retailers across the globe, so we cannot say for certain what exactly is going on. It is possible that this is just a situation with EB Games Australia because at the time of the writing, EB Games New Zealand is still selling copies of Fallout 76 at its storefronts. But I think the fact that Amazon's not like there's only 27 across all of Amazon, something's up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think it's too far-fetched, the rumor that it's going to free-to-play. I think it could actually make a pretty decent free-to-play game. You know what I mean?
Well, there was also those rumors about... or not rumors, somebody had data mined the game and saw that there were these like lunchbox things, and they were like, oh, that seems like a loot box, like because they don't know what it was, but like it was in the information. They were like,
yeah,
that sounds like a loot box. Or so, you know, maybe.
I heard some guys got like fucking banned from the game. We talked about that, didn't we?
No, this is a new thing.
Some guys got banned from the game for fucking finding a
secret room.
Dev room. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, like all the games had them, you know, like in you know, Skyrim and stuff, you can enter like control commands and like get into the dev rooms, you know what I mean?
Well, this time the dev room, the reason why they got banned is because they were taking items from the dev room that haven't been put into the game yet and selling it in the marketplace.
Oh shit.
Or selling it on Reddit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So those people were getting banned, and then they blocked off the dev room. But I'm pretty sure it is going to go free to play. But I don't know if it's a good thing for all the people who didn't pay for it, but it's going to annoy a lot of people.
I mean, it kind of sucks that I bought it, you know, but it's not the first time I've bought a game and then like the next month it's free, you know what I mean? Like fucking Mafia 3 is a great example of that. I paid $30 for fucking Mafia 3. The very next month it's a free game on PS Plus Gold, you know what I mean? So it's like,
you bought it when it first came out?
No, I bought it. It was on sale, so I thought I was getting a good deal. I was like, oh, yeah, $30. Fuck yeah.
That's how you know it's coming. That's what they're doing with these. Why?
I was so salty, dude. I was like, you son of a bitch. And then Celeste, I got you Celeste, and then very fucking next like day, and they're like, fucking, it's free.
Oh, and Brittany got it for Christmas, too. So we got...
You got so much Celeste.
Yeah, and like with those... if you buy the like little cards from GameStop, you can't take them back. So like Brittany just has this Celeste game that
Damn.
like she can't even use.
We should give it away.
Oh, we should give it away. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, well, there might be another giveaway coming, guys.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna set up a giveaway. If you got a Switch, you got to be a Switch poppy first. But anyways, what else you got?
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so there is some new gameplay footage from Mortal Kombat 11 out. You go on YouTube, you can check it out. It's super duper brutal. It's pretty awesome, actually. The graphics look about the same as the last one. A little better.
It's
but
not much different.
Not much different. X looked good. I mean, it's hard to really make it too much better than that.
It came out on the 360, I thought. No, that was Xbox One.
There was another one before that, I think. I don't know. But X was pretty good. But this one looks good, too. It looks really fucking brutal, dude. Some of the fatalities and shit they showed were, like, insane. But if you pre-order, this is the big news part of it, I guess. At the very end, they do this thing. If you pre-order, you get Shao Kahn as a playable character, and you get beta access. So that's kind of cool.
Nice. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So Studio MDHR released one of 2017's best games in Cuphead, and there is an expansion coming in 2019. But what'll the studio make after that? The outfit has yet to officially announce its next project, but now producer and artist Maja Moldenhauer has offered a cryptic tease. She said in a new Red Bull video feature, quote, "I'm just really loving what we do, and the ideas we have for the next game are pretty epic." Back in June, Moldenhauer told Game Reactor that Studio MDHR's next game will likely retain Cuphead's hand-drawn 2D style, but the genre, the era, and the gameplay may change. Cuphead is known for being very difficult, but Moldenhauer acknowledged that Studio MDHR's next title might be, quote, different and refreshing as it relates to difficulty. So,
Is Cuphead on Game Pass?
No.
Oh. That's a shame. I'd really like to play Cuphead. I never got a chance to.
I don't think it's on there. It might be, actually.
It's not very expensive.
It's like $20.
Yeah, I was about to say, I might as well just go get it.
It's definitely worth playing, especially if you want a like really difficult game. But the thing about it is that it's easy to learn, difficult to master, like the perfect, setup for a video game. But when you do start to master it, you just feel so fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what they come up with next, though, this next game, especially if it's a lower difficulty level kind of thing, with the same kind of beautiful animation. Maybe not even the same kind of animation, but
Yeah, like the same. Well, I want the same kind of animation, but what I want from it is I want them to make like something similar to the licensed games on the SNES.
I was just gonna say that'd be really cool if they could get some kind of license from Disney and do like an actual Mickey Mouse game or some shit. That would be crazy with their like animation skills. You could make that fucking legit, dude.
Yeah, no, I'd be so into that. Dude. I mean, if fucking Wii could get a Disney exclusive,
fucking
give it to
Mickey?
Xbox.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Remember when that game was supposed to be dope?
Dude, that shit, everybody thought that was going to be dope.
They were like, oh, it's going to be the rabbit, and it's going to be like this dark...
I think the problem is Kingdom Hearts was just too much doper. You know what I mean? You can't really compete. Like, you had like everything Disney in one game over here, and then you have like...
They could have competed if they gave it that dark story and like actually made it like rated T or M,
Yeah. That would be
for
just
Mickey.
Brutal as fuck. Mickey's just like ripping
mouse.
people's spines out and shit.
Dude,
just like,
I'm down for that.
That would be sick.
No, but not M, but T.
Mickey's like, all right, motherfuckers.
After he gets done fucking the bricks off of Minnie, just fucking, just like shoots back a bottle of gin, just like fucking walks out. Like,
Epic Mickey.
He's got like aviators on and shit. Epic as fuck.
Oh shit.
Oh boy, I'm about to fuck shit up. He just like starts grabbing shit.
I came here to kick ass and chew bubble gum. I'm all out of gum.
Well, let it go. Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, so man, I'll save you the big spiel on this one, but basically, let me give you the gist of it. Ubisoft pissed a bunch of people off because they forced your Assassin's Creed character to have a straight relationship.
Yeah,
and everybody
that's in the DLC, right?
In the DLC, but the thing is, the whole point of the DLC is that your character like has a kid, and like your ancestry goes on, It's like it would be impossible for the Assassin's Creed story to even take place if you didn't at some point have a biological child. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. Yeah. It just wouldn't. It doesn't work. That's kind of what the people from Ubisoft were trying to say, but at the same time, they're trying to not like piss anybody off.
Not offend.
So they're like, I don't know. Hang on, let me see if I can find a quote.
The problem with it, or the problem that everybody had with it, is that they were like, "Oh, no matter what, you'll get to choose." Whenever they first.
When they first said that, but like that, you can though. Throughout the majority of the game, you have a relationship options for anybody you want. You know what I mean? I think maybe they're just pissed that you're forced into a different relationship if you do pursue the DLC. You know what I mean? But again, it's integral to the story. You know what I mean? Like,
you telling me a man can't have a child? No, but like, and the other problem that everyone had with it, which I think was misconstrued as well, was that the achievement for completing it is called growing up. And so everyone was like, "Oh, so you're saying it was just a phase if I had like a gay relationship and all this?" It's like, no, I think it means like
the child is literally growing up. Like that's what the achievement is talking about. Like people are. Oh,
it's like, guys, can we just chill the fuck out for a second?
Can we not get mad about everything? Like,
I mean, I understand. Like, if you're offended, I understand. But at the same time, like, take a step back. Look at this from just the big picture. Look at it as the big picture. Do you think that they were just sitting there and they were like, you know what? Let's fuck with these people. Like
let's target a demographic and try to fucking shit all over them. Like
there's just these monsters sitting like behind these chairs and like it's like, sir, I don't know. This might actually be bad for the game and the name and the franchise. Do it. Press the button. It's like I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing just seems a little like people just out to be pissed off for no reason.
Choosy beggars.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that these days. You know what I mean? And it makes headlines. That's what's crazy. Is like it's making waves.
Well, that's the problem. Is I think that people address the negativity too much. Like,
it's true.
It's like
that's the problem in general, just in the world. Like, everybody addresses the negative of everything. You know what I mean? Like,
which it's like everyone, something amazing can happen and nobody gives a fuck. Like it might get in the news. It's not newsworthy to hear that 100,000 people were happy about your game, and they were specifically happy about this part of the game. But what is news is how much people hate this part of the game.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter all the good shit you've done, all the amazing or all the hours of work you've poured into this game to give to people because you want them to experience your art or your story that you created. It's not the story we wanted. Like, fuck you. It's like, I don't get it. Like, you can't tell somebody, go make your own fucking game.
Yeah, for real.
Like, if you're going to be that pissed about it, it's
like being mad at, like, a movie director because the character in the movie didn't have the relationship you wanted them to.
Oh, no, that's already happened on Twitter. Oh, my God.
Oh, who?
God,
what?
Dude. It was, like, some anime. I forget which anime it was, but, like, in the end, like the guy ends up with the girl, and everyone wanted him to end up with the guy. It was like the exact same situation that we're experiencing here. And so like, but it's only the internet. Only the internet does this. Okay, in real life, you walk up to somebody, and you're like, "Hey, did you watch the show?" It's like, "Yeah, that kind of sucked, but whatever." On the internet, they're like, it's like I can't imagine having that much anger.
towards something so simple. That's what kills me is like these people don't have enough real problems.
Yeah, like do you not have problems?
Like, you have real issues to deal with. Like you're this mad about like
do you have a job?
A fictional character's relationship. It's
God, it's like that it actually affects your life.
Yes.
It's like, dude, like I can't understand. Like, I mean,
it blows my mind.
It really does. Like, Pokemon affects my life, but I don't care if Ash fucking got shot in the head. I'm not gonna go around and be like, dude, my life's over. Like, I'm so angry.
Yeah,
like I'm just gonna be like, well, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, like why did they do that? Yeah,
you know, whatever. I'll just find another show.
Exactly,
you know?
or just I just don't care. I think that's my problem with a lot of things, though. I just don't care. I really don't, dude.
Because there's real problems.
Yeah, like I don't know. It takes a lot for me to like really be like, hey, I care.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'm the same way. Like, I could understand if maybe these guys were out to hurt them. Like, if they were purposely like, hey, let's fuck up these gay relationships on purpose. If they did that, then I'd be like, fuck these guys.
No, that would be fucked up.
Because it's malicious. This is just them being like, hey, we were trying to tell our story. Like, it has nothing to do with any of that. He has to have a kid. Back in those days, you couldn't just fucking, have a kid if you were in a gay relationship.
You can't. Yeah, I was about to say, like, and look at like a lot of the people from back then, like Alexander the Great. He had fuckloads of kids, and like he was also fucking super bisexual. Like it wasn't like a fucking weird thing, And like I don't know, man. It's not out of character for the time. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
It's like you can't just switch up how everything works. Like I get it's fiction, but like it's still, you can't just randomly be like, look, we had a kid, and then not explain that shit. Like
some Mary Magdalene shit.
Yeah.
Like
it's like, okay, well, all right, okay. I mean, I guess you could do that, whatever, but it's just like whatever. The whole thing's dumb. Anyways, let's move on.
Let's see. Oh, wait, it's your turn.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry.
Halo boss Bonnie Ross. Halo boss Bonnie Ross,
That's awesome.
who heads up developer 343 Industries, has spoken candidly about the transition from Bungie to Microsoft and some of the stumbles along the way. Speaking to VentureBeat in an interview from December that, I don't know who we is, I think I got this from GameSpot, that we were recently made aware of, Ross said 343, quote, made some mistakes along the way, and that overall, taking over the development reins from Bungie has been a, quote, very humbling experience. She didn't mention any specific struggles by name, but no doubt the launch challenges for Halo the Master Chief Collection, which 343 previously referred to as a, quote, black eye for the franchise.
What can you elaborate on that? I'm sorry. I was reading this article the other day, and I had no idea what the fuck they were talking about with that. I don't remember a black eye, or I liked the Master Chief Collection.
Everyone likes the Master Chief Collection now. The thing, whenever the Master Chief Collection first came out, it had a shit ton of multiplayer issues. Like the online servers weren't working at all. Like you couldn't get into games, and it was like good. Months on. If I remember right, it was like months on end where people were having online issues, but whenever they fixed it, they patched it and like updated it. Everyone loved it. It's just that right at the beginning they had a shit ton of issues. I was about to say, because
like when I played it, I thought it was a fun recreation of the original game. I was like, I enjoyed it.
It just wasn't working whenever it first came out.
Yeah.
But the one thing about it though, I think, is that wasn't it a launch title? It was a launch title for the Xbox One. So
I don't know.
It was like right around the beginning.
If it wasn't a launch title, it was definitely in the first year.
Yeah, and I think that played a huge factor in like people being pissed off.
Out.
Yeah. Well, people being mad. It's like, okay, this is what we got on the Xbox, and like over on PlayStation, they already had some of their their shit. So
yeah. Well, the next generation is going to be different, though. I mean, like.
Oh yeah,
with all these studios, man, I can't get over how many studios Microsoft has now. It's going to be insane when there's like. Give them
when the foot drops
2-3 years, it's gonna be like so much shit fucking coming out of Microsoft's corner, like, it's going to be insane. I'm excited. Even if half of it is bad, the other half is going to be fucking
dope.
Well,
I think they should just follow PlayStation's thing that they got going for the PS4, where it's like 3 exclusives a year, like just nonstop. Every year there's at least 3 exclusives. But we should do like an episode where we just like try to predict what each new studio is going to be working on.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun to do.
Fun.
But anyways, so about the Black Eye, Ross went on to say that 343 not only considers what's best for the Halo franchise as a universe, but also how the studio interacts with and responds to fans. Halo as a universe belongs to the fans as much as it does the 343 itself, Ross said. Quote, the whole team looks at this as not just our universe, it's the fans' universe, she said. How are we doing right by the fans? How are we doing right by the franchise? It is a part of our culture, this precious, precious world, and we're responsible for taking care of it. We want to do it right. Indeed, 343 has demonstrated a willingness to do right by Halo's fans, one example being the team's ongoing commitment to expanding and improving upon Halo the Master Chief Collection. Also in the interview, Ross talked about how there are countless more storytelling opportunities within the Halo universe. As fans may know, Halo 1, 2, and 3 take place over a period of time of only 3 months. As such, Ross said she's excited about how many more studios there are to tell, or how many more stories there are to tell in the Halo universe. Quote, the fictional universe is huge. I looked at Halo as a universe, which is the most important character, she said. We spent a ton of time in the early days of 343 just expanding the canvas or framing the world in which we could tell stories and making it larger, adding more characters such that we could tell stories over the next 2 decades. I feel like it's such a large world and universe that there's so much stuff we can do. So I kind of have my dream job. I feel like there's, basically. And they got a lot of shit to do. 2 decades of Halo.
That chick that's talking is the one that won that award the other day, right? Or am I tripping?
I think you're tripping. Are you talking about Amy Hennig?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
No, definitely not Amy Hennig.
She won some kind of award. The lady for Microsoft 343.
Oh, really?
I can't remember. It wasn't important. It wasn't as
Bonnie Ross?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you read the next part of the news. I'm going to see if Bonnie Ross...
I could totally be wrong about that, but... let's see. Having increased its number of subscribers and overall revenue for the latest quarter, Netflix is doing quite well as of late. But now the company says it could have done even better if it weren't for a little game called Fortnite. In the competition section of a letter to investors today, Netflix succinctly said, we compete with and lose to Fortnite more than HBO as it relates to screen time. Analyst Michael Pachter of Wedbush Securities thinks Netflix popularity measurement against Netflix was downright idiotic. Time is a finite commodity, and Pachter points out that Netflix also competes against school, work, and defecating. Not everyone agrees with Pachter's point. However, as Amazon Studio former head of strategy Matthew Bell argues that Fortnite's huge popularity is impacting Netflix. He shared how he probably would have finished the new season of Narcos were it not for all the time he spent playing Fortnite. Looking at your own life, you can probably remember a time when your latest obsession, blah, 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 blah. So you go on and it talks about it. But, I mean, essentially Netflix is legitimately concerned about Fortnite stealing up their screen time. It's like in their business notes and shit.
So I don't think it's that they're afraid of it. I think what they're doing is they're observing it. And they're like, we need to make games.
I was thinking that. I really think Netflix is on the precipice of joining the streaming game movement. You know what I mean?
They've got the money.
They've got the platform.
Yep.
That's the most important thing. They've got the money, but they've also got the platform. They could easily just integrate games into their service. Not
like Fortnite.
Yeah.
You just play,
pop it right on there, stream it. Dude, imagine that. That's fucking crazy. Imagine you're just on Netflix and you just go over to the games tab of Netflix.
Yep.
And you just scroll through and pick a game.
Eventually, I feel like you'll just pay $50 a month and you got all the movies, you got all the games, or you can just keep the movie part of it, or you can do.
Or
both,
Netflix. I think Netflix is going to end up being like Netflix already, where it'll have like a couple of good games, and Netflix will start making games. You know what I mean?
Maybe. I wouldn't jump too quick to that.
I don't know,
I think
dude.
they might start making more of these like
Think about all
choose your own adventure
the money
stuff.
they funnel into these bullshit movies. Like if they just made like the good ones and just like took all the money they're pumping towards the bullshit shows and movies and funneled that into like a game studio.
Oh yeah,
they could pop out some fucking fire ass games that would be exclusive to Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, man, the future's gonna be crazy, dude.
It is. It's sad though because consoles are gonna go away. It's just gonna be.
I
sad.
don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see about
What's
that.
the point of having a console if you can just use your Xbox controller to play any game that you could get on a console anyways, anywhere by streaming
I think there'll be like exclusive stuff. I really do.
No, but it would still be consoleless. I mean, you would just pay for a Microsoft
there will be
streaming
some kind of
service.
thing you have to have, I think. Like some kind of Fire Stick or something you stick in your TV.
Yeah, but a Fire Stick is $30. You just plug that into your TV, and then you can download the app for the Microsoft like streaming service, or you download the Sony streaming service, or the Nintendo streaming service.
That'd be tight. Well, then that would be cool because like people wouldn't have to like have these console wars. You know what I mean? You could just go
it's just
play
streaming service wars, and then eventually
exactly.
you run out of money. There's nothing left.
I mean, surely you'd have like they'll probably all have annual options. I bet at first it'll be really cheap.
I'm sure it will be, but it's the beginning of the end for Nintendo, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's very sad.
I don't know. I don't know. I hope not. I love my little Switch.
The Switch is. I feel like you better hold on tight to that Switch. It's the last one you'll ever have.
Oh, bro, stop saying such sad things.
I know.
Let's move on to the next piece
Depression.
of news before I get depressed as fuck.
Okay. So it's me, right?
Yes.
Okay. And by the way, yes, Bonnie Ross was inducted into the Video Game Hall of Fame.
Ah, okay.
That's what it
I was
was
about to say. I
back
knew
in
she got some
December.
kind of like fucking thing.
Yeah, so she's doing big things. Bandai Namco has some big Dragon Ball related announcements in store for fans this month, in addition to teasing a new DLC character for its acclaimed fighting game Dragon Ball FighterZ. The publisher revealed that a brand new Dragon Ball title is in development. No further details about the new game have been announced yet, but Bandai Namco says it will be an action RPG, quote, focusing on the world of Dragon Ball Z. In the same tweet, the publisher hinted that Dragon Ball FighterZ will add the warrior from Universe 11 to its roster, presumably referring to Jiren from the Tournament of Power arc in Dragon Ball Super. Bandai Namco indicated it will reveal more information during the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour Finals, which take place later this month on January 26th through the 27th. Quote, we said that new information on FighterZ would be coming during the finals, but we're also planning to release other big news. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 producer Masayuki Hirano said during the recent Dragon Ball Games Super Showcase stream. But so my thing about this new game, I don't care about Dragon Ball fighting games, but an action RPG based in the universe.
It seems obvious, right? It seems like
Yes.
the perfect thing to do with Dragon Ball is to have an action RPG. You know what I mean?
Where it's like open world.
Yeah,
like
real-time fighting, but fucking like RPG elements where you like level up your shit and like, I mean, obviously leveling up seems like a fucking thing that would go hand in hand with Dragon Ball, like on the whole.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just like going from a weak character to a strong character, it fits the whole theme of Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? Like,
and the world itself, like the universe of Dragon Ball Z itself, is so deep in lore, so entrenched in this lore that you could create like anything you wanted and make it canon, like
totally.
but off on its own.
Or even you could have a not canon story that's just like on alternate history kind of thing. Like maybe you start at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, and then you can kind of alter the story in any way.
I think that would be too tough to put on people. I think like if you're gonna do it, because Dragon Ball Z has a huge following, a huge fucking following. So, and people love the characters. People love the lore. Create a character that people will love, but they get to build that character up themselves.
Go through the world.
Yeah, and go through, like, maybe it's generations before Goku and all this stuff. Like,
the first Super Saiyan ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like...
that would be cool. That's what I'm saying. I would love that game.
That would be sick, dude.
And I don't care if it's cell shaded like the other
Master
games.
Roshi as a kid, just like
dude. Yes, he's just a badass. Anyways, what you got?
Okay, let's see. Mortal Kombat 11 will feature a surprising guest star. During the game's big reveal livestream, developer NetherRealm announced that athlete and current WWE Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey will be supplying the voice for the series staple Sonya Blade. Rumors that Rousey would be voicing Sonya in the upcoming fighting game were circulating prior to the reveal. Rousey herself further fueled the speculation by sharing a picture of an invitation she received for a reveal event on Instagram. Sonya Blade, this is a quote, Sonya Blade was the first kick-ass girl that I saw come into the scene, and I've always admired her and admittedly kind of emulated her in my own way, Rousey said. During the stream, Rousey shares more of her thoughts on voicing the character in the trailer above. From the website I got this had a trailer above.
How old is Ronda Rousey?
Not old enough to have stopped fighting in the UFC. Because she's, like, super fucking good. But she's, like, I think she's, like, 32 or 35 or something.
Okay. I mean, I was just wondering
30.
because she said, like, Sonya Blade was the first chick to come into the scene. I'm like, is she old enough for, like, arcades?
Let me look it up. Hold up.
Like, because
she's definitely older than me, I think.
Like, do you think Ronda Rousey was just, like, chilling at the arcade on the weekends? Like, just fucking... That would be dope.
Dude.
I didn't know she was a gamer. I didn't know,
everybody was a gamer back in the day when it comes to Mortal Kombat and shit like that.
That's true.
Everybody liked Mortal Kombat.
It was pretty mainstream, I guess, at one point. I just imagined, like, it was a lot. I don't know why. I feel like whenever I was a kid, people weren't as into video games as they are now. Like, so it's cool to hear.
Yeah, hang on. Sorry, I'm trying to find her age.
Yeah, tell us about Ronda Rousey. I'm sure if you just type in Ronda Rousey, it'll literally just...
Oh, here, I'm on your internet. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my internet's whack over here. Got that whack internet.
Okay, here we go. She was born in 1987. So she is... Man, I can't math right now.
Guys, give us the math. Minus 1987. She is 32. You were right.
32, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so she was totally around for
She's like
arcades.
right in the prime of her fucking, fighting age. Fighting age. She needs to keep fighting.
She's in the WWE.
Dude, fuck the WWE.
Dude, they pay her so much fucking money.
Yeah.
Do you not realize how much
And she doesn't have to get the fucking shit beat out of her, which is fucking awesome.
She doesn't have to turn into like a fucking...
I mean, I get it. I totally understand why she's in the WWE instead. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I mentioned that
she's
on
so
this show.
good, dude.
I looked it up. The WWE is the hardest professional sport to get into in the world.
You mean like just to like get involved in like?
Yes, like and one of the highest paid. Like you get paid.
Yeah, dude. I watched this documentary the other day about these wrestlers that are trying to go pro, and it was like brutal, dude.
It's really depressing.
It was so depressing.
Yeah, I can see that.
They just weren't jacked enough. You got to be like a fucking superhuman, dude. You got to be like you got to look crazy.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I don't think it's just that. I think it has something to do with like
you got to have a good personality
good
too.
Character.
You got to you got to be able to do all this athletic shit, like jump off the ropes and do backflips and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, just be able to do all that shit live and like
in front of a crowd every night,
working at the gym or like managing the gym, a lot of people come in and sign up. I since I've been there in 3.5 years, I've met 4 people who were trying to become professional wrestlers, like legitimately.
Were they like
to become...
super jacked or
no? Like they were. One of them was in decent shape. The other one was like a really tall dude, like that you could tell he would have a good build if he worked out, and that's what he was coming there for. They're all young though. They're like 18, 19.
Dude, like fucking even like John Cena, you know how like big he is and shit. Like, I watched this thing, like, an interview with him, and he said when he was first getting into wrestling, like, or, like, professional wrestling, he said that, like, nobody wanted him as, like, a wrestler because he was too small. He was too short, you know what I mean? They didn't...
It's weird. And like, I mean, apparently, what's his name? Booker T? He's in Houston.
Yeah.
He, like, trains people. Like, he has, like, a gym that, like, you can go and,
interesting.
Like,
learn, like, the art of, like, performing professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
Like, learn all the wrestling moves.
I mean, if you're gonna fucking do it, you might as well go learn from Booker T. Like,
hell yeah, dude. But anyways, so we're gonna move on. More about Mortal Kombat, though. NetherRealm shared more details on Mortal Kombat 11, including its high-end limited edition with goodies aimed at hardcore fans of the hard-hitting series. It's a sizable package, and the centerpiece is a neat costume prop honoring one of the series' most iconic characters. The collector's edition, spelled with a K, boasts a 1-to-1 scale scorpion mask measuring at 35 by 18 by 21 centimeters. That includes both the dark cowl and the bright gold mouthpiece, giving that important otherworldly look. We saw it on stage during the presentation, and it actually appears like it could reasonably fit on the heads of the two hosts around it. Other baubles in the collector's edition include the premium edition of the game that includes the combat pack, spelled with a K, a collector's box, spelled with a K, and a still case with MK logo medallion magnet.
Still case with a K?
No, that one nuts. Combat packs were the name given DLC character packs. Were the name given to the DLC character packs in Mortal Kombat X, and GameSpot has contacted WB to confirm details for this one. It also appears as if the magnet may fit into an indentation in the case. According to a listing on GameStop's website, this special edition will be priced at $300 in the US. It also appears to be PS4 and Xbox One only.
That mask is fucking sweet, though.
Yeah, it does look dope. It looks like a...
If I had that thing, I would be wearing that shit everywhere. It'd be stupid.
Did you see that Power Rangers game that just came out? That's like Mortal Kombat, but it's Power Rangers?
No.
Like, literally Mortal Kombat, like, fighting, or like Street Fighter fighting, but it's like just Power Rangers.
Are you fighting, like, classic enemies of the Power Rangers?
It's like Power Rangers, like, fighting each other. Like, it's like a fighter, but it's like a 3D fighter with Power Rangers.
So you just have 4 characters? You're just the 4 Power Rangers?
I'm sure there's more characters, but, you know, like, just imagine, like Sub-Zero and...
Oh, I'm imagining it.
Yeah,
that sounds like fucking dope.
But it's, like, licensed fully by
It would be
Power
really
Rangers
sick if, like, every fight started out and you're not wearing your costume, and then you, like, get beat up enough and you can, like, morph in time, you know, it's morphin' time, and then just
go Power Rangers.
That'd be fucking tight, dude.
Anyways, yeah, what you got over there?
Okay, some criminal enterprises may be using Fortnite's virtual currency to launder money. The Independent reports that security firm Sixgill found evidence of criminals purchasing V-Bucks in bulk using stolen credit cards, then selling the V-Bucks to players at a discounted rate to turn it into clean money. Most of these V-Bucks transactions reportedly occur on the dark web, which is Sixgill's specialization.
Why are Fortnite players on the dark web buying this shit?
Because they want to get it discounted, dude.
God.
You know?
How Fortnite can you be?
Smaller quantities have been found being sold on the open web. The agency says it has seen operations being run in English, Chinese, Russian, Spanish, and Arabic. The launderers are said to use cryptocurrency to further obscure the source of their money.
God, these criminal enterprises. How are we going to stop them? It's so fucking dumb. Like, if you run... I mean, it's not dumb that they run these enterprises. It's just dumb to me that, like, it's that simple. You know, it's just like... I mean, and they can't be making too much money. How many Fortnite players do you think are just on the dark web buying fucking these cards? Like,
dude, I don't know.
It probably takes them forever to launder this money.
I wonder how much you can get some V-Bucks for.
Are you about to go and
I have
give
to
money
get
to the
some
criminal
dirty-
enterprise?
I need to get some dirty V-Bucks, bro.
We should stream ourselves
Buying dirty
V-Bucks.
V-Bucks.
Yeah, dude.
We got to get cryptocurrency first. That's going to be the hardest part.
We could just like wear like those like ski masks and stuff whenever we're going on to buy it, and then like do like voice changes. It's like, hello,
I need V-Bucks.
No, we're not calling them. I meant
Give
like
me all your V-Bucks.
I meant like doing like a documentary style where they're like,
we're just sitting in the shadows.
This is how we get our V-Bucks.
Yeah, come over here. We'll show you how we get these motherfucking V-Bucks, dog.
In the streets, they call me V, and over there, that's Bucks.
Yeah, I'm Bucks, bro.
Anyway, so Nintendo Switch Online members may have more than just classic NES games to look forward to as part of their subscription. One Nintendo fan looked at the source files for the NES game collection and says that they found code for a variety of Super NES games, including Super Mario Kart, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Super Mario World within. Cappuccino Heck, a modder in the Nintendo community, tweeted this weekend that they dug into NES Online files and posted a long list of references to SNES games. The entire list, and by the way, apparently he checks this all the time, and this wasn't there before.
Oh.
After a patch, these showed
up.
I
was going to say, I got a patch on it recently.
Yeah. It's after the patch. So he said...
I hope they start fucking dropping that shit soon. I'm so sick of the NES games, but I really like that function. Like the idea, I just want some SNES, because NES is a little too classic for me.
Yeah, it's too old. But this is the list: Super Mario Kart, Super Soccer, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Demon's Crest, Yoshi's Island, Stunt Race FX, Kirby's Dream Course, Poppin' Twin Bee, Star Fox, Contra 3, Kirby Superstar, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Kirby's Dream Land 3.
Fuck yeah, I love all the Kirby games, man.
The Super Metroid, Super Mario World, Pilot Wings, F-Zero, Star Fox 2, Super Punch-Out, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja.
Super Punch-Out is dope.
Oh, yeah. And Super Mario All-Stars and Breath of Fire 2.
Super Mario All-Stars is my shit, bro.
Yeah,
almost all of those games are fucking sick.
I'm telling you, we're on the cusp of...
I hope this isn't bullshit, because that's some cool shit right there.
It's not bullshit, because they even said before that, like, this was going to replace Virtual Console, and so, they got to move on to SNES and whatever comes after. But
yeah, fuck Virtual Console.
They should put Game Boy Advance games on there. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color games.
I would fucking wreck some Game Boy Advance games if they were on there. Game Boy Color. Minish Cap would be a great one to put on there. Fucking
yeah. Man. Yeah, I think what's going to happen, though, is that they're going to put all these games out like 3 at a time, like how they're doing now, where it's like, 3 new games come to the NES, thing. But they'll do an SNES, like, little app.
I bet they actually do end up doing Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. I bet what they're doing right now is like polishing them and making them look cleaner for like a big screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because like all those NES games, they have like they look better than I remember them. You know what I mean? Like,
true.
I feel like they've done something to the games to make them look better. You know what I mean? So I think that if they do some kind of Game Boy shit, they're gonna do something to enhance it a little and make it.
Yeah, for sure.
What if they got like the original Game Boy games and just added color to them? You know what I mean?
It'd be Game Boy Color.
Yeah, but not all the Game Boy games got color.
What
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's a lot of good Game Boy games that never got.
I just want Super Mario Land. I want the like Game Boy Super Mario games and like.
What was the first Pokemon game that was in color?
All of them.
They were all in color?
Yeah, there's yellow, red, and blue, and like you could play them.
You could play them on the classics.
The classics.
Okay, I'm tripping because I was supposed to say I remember playing them on the old school Game Boys. You know what I mean? Like
you could. That Nintendo's always been about that backwards compatibility. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like difference. It's cool. I like that. Anyways, that's all I got. What you finish this?
Let's see. Sorry. Let's see. I got one here talking about how Cory Barlog had a whole lot more boss fights lined up for God of War, but they had to cut most of them out. He said it took a team of 30 people like a year and a half to make each boss fight in that game.
Wow.
So yeah, he said there's other games that they finished in a year and a half. You know what I mean? It just for one boss fight, it took a year and a half. And he said he had to cut out like so many different boss fights. He said originally it was just this crazy like romp where you just fought like boss after boss. You know what I mean? Like the original God of War games. You know what I mean?
He also talked about how he was going to do a DLC thing, but it ended up he wanted it to be a full story.
Yeah,
so
I saw that.
He said
That's
it would have been
There's
a whole nother game.
So much that could have fucking gone and like been even better. I mean, it was a great game, but if they had like done their full vision on that shit, they need to just dedicate like a fucking like 500 people, like 1,000 people, just to like accomplishing like the vision, like of like that would be so sick to get like the director's cut version, and it's just like
if only video games worked like that. Like you could just allot 1,000 people to a game that might not even make close to its money back.
That'd be sick though.
Yeah, it would.
Let's see. Hang on, let's see. Oh, yep, the Westworld mobile game. You know, we talked about they settled that in court the other day.
Yeah.
The Westworld mobile game that Bethesda claimed was a blatant ripoff of Fallout Shelter is shutting down following the lawsuit that Bethesda brought against its developer. A statement posted on the game's Twitter page confirms the game has been removed from the App Store and Google Play, with a final closure taking place on April 16th, 2019.
Probably would have went down anyways. I mean, like, who's watching Westworld anymore? Who's talking about Westworld anymore?
Westworld is a great show, but the problem with Westworld is it's on fucking, HBO or some shit.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch. You
gotta
know what
have money to watch that show.
Yeah, but it is a good show.
I mean, I'll throw down for Game of Thrones on HBO, but I ain't gonna fucking do that shit for anything else.
Yeah, for sure. This is a good one for all you people like myself who deleted Sea of Thieves because it just took up too much space and I didn't play it enough. Rare has announced that the new update for Sea of Thieves, which is designed to both reduce the overall install size of the game and make it easier for the developer to implement further patches in the future. However, to download the update, you have to reinstall the entire game. The new install sizes for each version of the game have been outlined in a blog post on Sea of Thieves' main website. The PC version of the game will shrink from 47 gigabytes to 27 gigabytes.
Damn.
I know, right? That's what I said. I was like, damn, how they do that. The Xbox One version of the game on the original console will go from 35 gigabytes to 10 gigabytes. And the Xbox One X install will shrink from 47 gigabytes to 25 gigabytes.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, so, I mean, it won't take up nearly as much space on your hard drive.
Damn. There was some other news that I wanted to bring up, but remember that game we were talking about, Artifact or whatever, coming out?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, well, there was a game called Artifact that came out, but some of the news on that is Valve's Artifact has lost almost its entire player base in the 2 months since it launched.
Damn.
Apparently, it lost something like 97% of its player base. There's only
Does it just suck or what?
I don't know. It says players fled from the game quickly, and early reports here we go. It says Valve's late entry to the online CCG scene has been Artifact, the Dota-based card game that has been controversial from the start. Yeah,
that explains it.
I don't get why it's controversial, but it says it turns out it has lost nearly its entire player base since its launch. Players fled from the game quickly, and early reports said that Artifact had lost 60% of its initial players within the first week. Today, the game has dropped from its all-time peak of 60,000 plus players to an all-time low of just 1,469 players.
Whoa.
Worldwide.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's a drop-off right there.
Yeah, it says if
holy shit.
That's when you just go home and shoot yourself. No, not saying that
I was
they
like,
should.
please don't do that.
Don't do that, but
the guy's just like happens to tune into our podcast.
No, but I'm
leg.
saying that's like in a movie. You know what I'm saying? That's like you go to work and you're like, don't worry, guys. We're going to put this shit out. We're going to get it out there. Everything's going to be fine. His wife's at home like he hasn't, really spent any family time with her for 2 years because they're working on this goddamn game. He's like, I just got to get this is going to be my big break. This is going to be my thing. And then he like puts it out and then it just fucking dies.
Damn, dude.
Has to go back to
that is sad.
Writing, some fucking software at some place. It's just like, oh man, so sad. I don't know who that guy is, but whoever he is, I feel for you, man.
Man, how do you have such a strong player base at first? Man, they had such a good start.
60,000. That game.
I
must
like to
have
think if
sucked.
we had 60,000 people that all listened to our show, that we would still have like at least 50,000 of them, and then you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
That'd be dope to have 60,000. I'd hold on to them no matter what.
Yeah, we would cherish you guys if y'all.
I'd show up at people's houses to make sure they were listening to us.
Just like watching through the window. Just like hiding in their car on their way to work. Like
it's like I was like, yo, I noticed we were down 10, today. It's like, oh fuck, I'll go talk to them. Anyways.
Okay, so let's see. Microsoft has announced more games coming to Xbox Game Pass in January. We got We Happy Few coming.
Lame.
And
it's already
the
here.
Lego Movie, yeah.
Both here. Yeah. Both.
And then on January 24th, we got Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor and Saints Row the Third.
Wait, when's Shadow of Mordor?
January 24th.
Hell yeah! I was hoping something good would show up.
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor is pretty good. Bro.
Yeah, I just want to play it. I just want an open world Lord of the Rings game.
You're gonna like it. I still want to try We Happy Few, even though I didn't like the beta very much. I don't know. I just something about it makes me want to play it. Even though I know I'm probably not gonna like it.
Yeah,
I still want to give it its fair day in court. You know what I mean?
Maybe you should.
Let's see. Blah blah blah. Oh, I didn't even know they had Life is Strange 2 Part 1 on there.
They got all of them. They got Life is Strange. They got the prequel and they got Life is Strange 2.
That's awesome. I'm definitely going to get on there.
Yeah.
I really, really wanted to play that. Let's see. A new update from Microsoft's racing game, Forza Horizon 4, removes the Carlton and Floss dance emotes, which are similar to the ones that are in Fortnite, which they recently got sued
fuck
over.
that. I mean, Epic Games can pay for that shit, but...
Yeah, they can't afford to do the fucking lawyers and shit. They're like, we ain't got time for that.
You know, Epic's been around since 1991.
Yeah, I mean
I didn't realize they were doing the Unreal series. Like,
yeah.
I had no idea.
They have they have claim over the fucking Unreal Engine itself, dude.
I had fucking idea.
That's how they can give proprietary rights to people whenever
with
they
the Epic Store.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, makes sense.
Let's see. GameSpot search of the wait, no, I'm sorry, just kidding. That's part of one I already read. Okay, Yep, that's it. That's all I got.
Oh, well, that's the news.
That's the news, guys.
We're going to jump on over to this week's releases where you're going to find out what new games are coming out in the next 7 days.
Oh, boy,
starting with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, shit.
It's coming to PS4 and Xbox One on January 29th for $59.99.
I can't wait to see the reviews on this. I really want to know what people think after this big, long wait. All this anticipation.
I feel like it's going to be a solid 7 out of 10.
A 7?
A 7.
I bet it's going to get at least an 8.5 or a 9.
You're crazy.
It's got to. It's been too long. They've had way too much time. It's going to be
good. That's why it's going to be bad.
It's going to be good.
Because they've gone through so many generations of games changing the way that they play and stuff. This game looks like a PS2 game.
No, it doesn't. It looks wonderful.
No. No, you're getting me wrong here. It doesn't look physically, it doesn't look like a PS2 game, but
gameplay wise,
what the game is reminds me of PS2. I feel
gotta keep the essence of Kingdom Hearts. You gotta have the same similar UI and stuff, to make it feel Kingdom Heartsy. You know what I mean?
See, the problem is that they didn't have to keep it, or it was just there because they've been working on this game for way too fucking long.
We'll have to see. I think it's gonna get at least an 8.5. Probably more like a 9.5.
You're crazy. You're fucking crazy. If
I
it
don't
gets
know,
a
dude.
9.5,
I think
I will tie my shoes differently. I'll stop double knotting my shoes.
9.5 is like high end of the spectrum. I think it's gonna get a 9 or an 8.5. But again, I have no idea. You know what I mean?
It comes out tomorrow, man. We'll find out. I mean, not tomorrow. I'm sorry.
I was like, what?
It comes out in like,
That's the only reason I got Resident Evil over that one is because Resident Evil came out sooner, so I get to play it sooner. And I was like, fuck it.
See. Anyways, Gang Beasts. It's coming to Xbox One January 23rd for $19.99. Gang Beasts is a silly local multiplayer party game with doughy ragdoll physics and horrific environmental hazards.
Hasn't this game been out for a while?
Yeah, but it wasn't on Xbox One.
Oh.
And then we got Mages of Mistralia coming to Switch on January 29th for $19.99. Accompany Zia as she strikes off to train and learn to control her magical abilities that had her exiled. Journey across the lands to meet other exiled mages and uncover runes with magical properties that can be combined into millions of different possibilities, letting you come up with completely new and incredible spells. Then we got Resident Evil 2 Remake coming to Xbox One, PS4, and PC on January 25th for $59.99. And then we got Jack Quest, Tell of the Sword, coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC on January 24th for $9.99. One fateful night, when young Jack takes the beautiful Nara for a walk in the woods, his love is kidnapped by the villainous orc Korg. Forced to mount a rescue, Jack plunges into Korg's underground base, where he happens upon a strange blade that becomes an unlikely ally. In the fast-paced fantasy action platformer Jack Quest's Tale of the Sword, players will explore the cavernous depths of Korg's slime-ridden labyrinthine lair. There, they will solve environmental puzzles, discover power-ups, obtain new abilities, collect weapons, and challenge subterranean foes, including massive bosses. Jack Quest wastes no time with its quick combat and steady progression, guiding players through a single interconnected world full of secrets, collectible gems, and hidden challenges that are sure to keep completionists engaged for hours on end. And then we got Life is Strange 2 Episode 2 Rules coming to Xbox One, PS4, PC, January 24th.
I wonder if they're going to put Episode 2 on Game Pass also.
Probably not right off the bat, I imagine. Well, I guess they would. If they've already got Episode 1 on there, I guess, why not?
You'd think, right? But then again, it could just be trying to get you to buy Episode 2. Because,
Maybe.
They do that with a lot of these. Like, Telltale used to do that a lot. They'd put the first episode out for free, and then you'd get hooked. Well, I would get hooked.
Yeah.
Fucking buy all the other episodes,
But look at them now. Anyways, but yeah, that's it for this week's releases. We're going to jump on over to currently playing. And Brent, what are you currently playing over there?
Well, I finished Pokemon, straight Pokemon Master, dude.
Really?
Just fucking straight up, dude.
Did you catch them all?
I caught most of them.
Okay.
There are some that were like exclusive to like Let's Go Pikachu that I didn't get.
Gotta catch most of them.
I gotta catch most of them. No, I got all the legendary birds. I got Mewtwo. I got all them boys. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So then I was like, fuck it. I've pretty much played this game all I can play it. I might as well trade it in while the trading in's good. So I took it to GameStop. They gave me $30 in credit.
Okay.
I had a couple other Xbox games I took too because I was like, my disc drive on my Xbox doesn't work. So I was like, I might as well just
sell them.
Yeah. So I got like $40 in credit, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean?
Oh, nice.
So I got it. I haven't played it. I haven't even started it yet, but I have it. I've got this huge backlog of games, like, right now. I need to play, like, a lot of fucking games that I have. But I have Breath of the Wild. I figure I'm supposed to go on a road trip this weekend, so I thought I'll just play that in the car. You know what I mean?
Let me know how you feel about that. I want to know how you feel about that
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Okay, you've had more experience with, like, the battery life and handheld mode. Do you think it will survive a trip to Dallas?
Of course.
Like, you think I can play with, like, the brightness all the way up, all the way there?
I don't know about with the brightness all the way up,
Turn the brightness down a little bit.
Yeah, I think you should be fine. I think you'll make it at the very least. The problem is you're talking about Breath of the Wild, so it's like a really big fucking game.
I mean, I don't necessarily have to play Breath of the Wild, but I think it'd be fun. And I got the sweet grip. Oh, I told you about the grip.
Yeah. You're like, dude, I gotta tell you about the grip.
I've got my Switch in the car. I almost want to show you the grip because it's so fucking tight.
Show me the grip. But see, my thing is, I think it'll last. I think you'll make it. If not, you'll be 30 minutes away when it does.
That's what I'm thinking. It'll be. And, I'm also kind of considering getting a car charger. You know what I mean?
Why not?
Because I've already blown like $100 on accessories this week.
You don't have one of those little like outlet plug things that you can just like plug in and then just plug a normal charger to it?
Well, my only charger I have is the dock.
You can plug it straight to your Switch.
What, the dock?
No, the cable.
Oh, the cable? What?
Yes. You just can't plug an HDMI
so I can
to
unplug the cable from the dock and plug it straight into the Switch?
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Oh, I've got my car literally has a plug.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's got like an actual plug, though. It's not like one of those little...
Oh, those little
It's
adapters.
got like a real plug in the car.
Yeah, you can just do that.
Fuck yeah, dude. Ah.
Solving shit here on GameSpeak.
See, I love the Switch so much more. Every time I find out one of these little tweaks about it, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know I could do that. And
dude.
I love it. Anyways, speaking of the Switch, I've been doing most of my gaming on the Switch. Actually, all of my gaming on the Switch this week. I've played Pokemon. I finished it. I've been playing a lot of Paladins. You know, Paladins has kind of been my go-to game to like test out my controllers and stuff and my like grips and shit. Because it's like a lot of movement, so it's good to see, you know, how it feels. And they've added a fuckload of characters to Paladins. It's like ridiculous how many characters there are now. It's almost like League of Legends or some shit. You know what I mean? But I kind of like that. Because honestly, the fun of Paladins to me is getting enough gold to buy a new character. So if I bought the like founder pack, I think it wouldn't be as fun to me. You know what I mean? Then
you'd actually have to get skilled at a specific character.
Right. Well, no, you do. You really do have to get skilled at a specific character. Like, it's hard. It's gotten a lot harder. I don't know if people have just gotten better since I played on
Probably
PlayStation.
Just more people playing.
I think people also have like pro controllers, and I'm over here with my Joy-Con strapped together with like a fucking rubber band. Like, no, I'm just and I've been so excited about Resident Evil 2 that I was like, I really wanted to play some kind of Resident Evil shit. So I got Resident Evil Revelations for like $17
on the Switch.
Yeah. Because I played Revelations 1 like 5 or 6 years ago on my DS, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I remembered it being really dope, but also it was on DS, you know what I mean? So I didn't really know if it would hold up, and it's still really fun. Like, the cool thing about Revelations is, like, it's right in the middle of their, like, identity crisis as, like, a company, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you can tell they can't decide if they want to do survival horror or like action. So like half the game is survival horror and half of it's like action. Like half the game you're wandering around this terrifying cruise ship and it's like rocking and like, like monsters are coming out of vents and shit, it's scary. And then the other half of the game is just like stupid as fuck. You're like shooting wolves in the Arctic or some shit. You know what I mean? Like
That's lame.
But I really liked it. I still had a lot of fun with it. And that says a lot about the game as a whole, because it was made for the DS. I can't stress that enough, you know what I mean? And it was really good when it came out on the DS. But it's still pretty decent right now, especially for like $17, Revelations 2 looks a lot better. It's like graphically like twice as good. But it's also... I don't know. I want to say the story's a little shorter in Revelations 2. I could be wrong. I don't know. There's things I like about both games. But if you have a Switch and you can't get enough of that classic Resident Evil style, they're both really fun games. And they both have little co-op modes in them too, so that's kind of cool. You can't play the first one's story in co-op, but there's a raid mode that's co-op. I don't know. Overall, I would say Revelations 2 is a better game. Just like in general, you know what I mean? But Revelations 1 is really good as well.
Cool. I like it. That little review there. So I've still been playing Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Oh, you've probably logged a few hours since the last time, eh?
I have. I mean, kind of. I'm like in college right now,
Sure, yeah.
I'm learning the ways of the mage, but
Oh, your call? Yeah, the Will I can't talk today. The Winterhold College.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
what
a,
part
it's
of
a
the
pretty
quest are you in?
prestigious college.
What's the last thing you did? Do you remember?
Last thing I did was I went and got some books for this bookkeeper guy.
Right.
And
my boy, the orc guy down there.
my problem is I'm not really enjoying any of it. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it's not Fallout or what. But like as I play through it, I'm just like it's almost tedious. Like as I'm doing.
You know, honestly, my more recent playthroughs of Skyrim have felt like that, and I think to me, it's just because I've played Skyrim so many times.
But I haven't. You know, like I mean, I've started it a couple times and never even gotten this far. But like this is the farthest I've ever gotten Skyrim, and it's like I don't know if I'm going to keep playing it. Honestly, I'm probably going to switch it up this week and just start playing something else. Like, I really don't enjoy it. Like, I don't know why.
Well, I think one of the big issues, you know, with Skyrim is that it's a little bit dated now.
It's definitely dated.
You know what I mean? It just is. You know, there's
the
no way around it.
Sucks,
like,
dude.
especially after you've played, like, Fallout 4. You know what I mean? People can say all they want, you know what I mean? But Fallout 4 is a lot better as far as, like, you know, like immersion factor and graphics and everything. You know what I mean? Just like, and once you get immersed in a world like that and then you go back, I don't know.
It's kind of weird, like, you know, like one of the NPCs that are like a main or like an integral part of the story are like talking to me, and there's like a piece of bread floating through their chest. I'm just like,
that's just like the magic of fucking Bethesda.
It's just so fucking weird.
Honestly, though, you know, with that being said, I could still go back and play Oblivion. You know, I don't know.
It's tough, man. It's a tough thing.
I just need something new.
Me too.
Know?
I think
I'm at that point. You know what I mean?
And I just don't like fucking high fantasy. Like, I can't get behind the swords and the fucking orcs.
Honestly, I think
Starfield
is gonna be tight, dude.
That's
like,
gonna be my shit.
I'm excited to have another game like that. You know what I mean? But
in space.
But somewhere else, anywhere else. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm tired of the Fallout universe too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's gotten old.
I like it, you know. I'm ready for something different, and I like that formula. I love Bethesda's thing they do. You know what I mean? Their shtick, and I can't wait to see that in another fucking like world. I don't know.
Definitely. Well, that's what we've been playing. You guys can let us know what you've been playing in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeakPodcast. We want to know. We'll read it. We'll talk to you. Anyways, so we're going to jump on over to the topic of the show, which is devs that should make a Switch game. And I took mine a bit further and said devs that should make a Switch exclusive.
Ooh.
Because, I mean, basically you can just kind of port any game to Switch, but I want this to be just for Switch.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Marvel is doing the Ultimate Alliance 3, you know, only for Switch.
Yeah.
You know, which I don't care about that game, but it's cool.
I was kind of thinking along the same lines, you know. Most of these I want to be like an original game crafted for Switch, or not even a game, just like, you know, these people would do good if they decided to do it. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I don't know.
Okay.
Kick us off. What do you got?
Okay, I'll kick us off with number 7. Well, we haven't seen a game from these guys on Switch, though they are a Nintendo developer typically. Grezzo, which is Grezzo. It might be Grezzo, but anyways, they made all the 3D remakes for Zelda, like on the 3DS, and they did Luigi's Mansion 3DS port that's coming out this year on 3DS, the GameCube game. And I think they should move to Switch now that the 3DS is basically dead, and they should make a Super Mario Sunshine remake. Because we haven't had ever a remake of Super Mario Sunshine.
That would be sick.
That
would be sick. Or Galaxy would be cool too. But Galaxy doesn't really need a remake. It looks pretty good. I guess.
It's not. Well, my thing is that we haven't had a remake of Sunshine. We haven't had a port of Sunshine to anything. You can only play Sunshine on GameCube.
Yeah.
You know, every other Mario, it's like
Galaxy doesn't have a port.
Yeah, but Galaxy came out like 2 generations ago.
Was it on? It was on Wii, right?
Yeah, it was on Wii.
I mean, you know, Wii's are kind of dead as it is too. It's like Skyward Sword, Zelda. You know, you can't play.
That's true.
That needs a fucking port. If anything would go great on Switch from those guys, Skyward Sword. Because, like, imagine the motion controls. Like, Switch's motion controls are leaps and bounds above fucking Wii's. You know what I mean? And, like, I just personally think it would be fucking sick. You know what I mean?
Do you think people could go back to that type of Zelda after? Well, you haven't even played Breath of the Wild, really.
No, I haven't.
So,
it must be really good.
Yeah, it's like I don't.
Everybody says it's fucking sick. I don't know.
It's just like I can't imagine them going back to just like, and maybe as like a
Sword
side
was
thing.
Good though. I mean, you know, like
I didn't like it, but
how did you not like it? It's like fucking excellent, dude. Like
it's excellent, bro. No, I don't know. I just didn't feel it. Anyways,
man, that's like a 10 out of 10 game. Like,
damn.
Just like not feeling it.
Damn. I don't know. I think I was just tired of the Wii. But
yeah, that's understandable.
What you got?
Okay, I think IO Interactive should make a Hitman game that's exclusively for Switch. You know what I mean? Or some kind of stealth action game. Maybe not even stealth. I just think they should make something for Switch. You know, they're free now. They're independent. You know what I mean? There's nothing holding them back. You know what I mean?
I could see them making something pretty interesting.
I would love to have some kind of Hitman on the go. You know what I mean? But it definitely doesn't have to be Hitman. I think, honestly, IO needs to spread their wings and come up with some kind of another IP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be mad if they did some kind of Hitman on the Switch kind of thing.
You could do some like more family-friendly version of Hitman. More cartoony looking, more.
That'd be well, not even family friendly, just like cartoony looking,
like cell shaded.
That would be sick.
Like,
like still super M-rated. You know what I mean? Like
that's true.
Just fucking Hitman, but cartoony. That would be tight, dude.
I don't know why they would do it cartoony, but
I would love that.
But I wouldn't want it Hitman. It would just be a different game altogether. Like you take like characters.
I want Hitman. I want a cartoon version of Agent 47. I want him to be creeping around like I don't know, but it's all funny looking. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I got my next one is Gearbox. Nintendo should buy them because they're basically on their way down at this moment. I have a feeling with all that shit that's going on with the head dude over there and like the lawyers that are suing him and like the child pornography possibly and like all this nonsense. Like I'm pretty sure, and we haven't heard anything about Borderlands 3 in a long ass time. What I think should happen is that Nintendo should buy them as an exclusive company, like take them under the Nintendo wing and make Borderlands 3 a Switch exclusive. I just feel like if they did that, they would bring over an entire base of people that would never go to Switch, And also they could throw in like cool shit where it's like, oh, you found like a mushroom cap or like different things, like, if they made it more.
My problem is, like, I feel like Borderlands 3 is probably already, like, halfway developed somewhere for fucking modern consoles, you know what I mean? Like, for Xbox One and PS4,
It's not a problem. It's not a problem.
It might be a problem for, like, downscaling to the Switch, you know what I mean? Like,
you wouldn't know it was downscaled because it wouldn't come out on anything else. It would just come to the Switch.
Yeah, but again, like the game might already be too big to even put on the Switch. You know what I'm saying? Like there are games that just can't go on, like Fallout 4, for example. They made a point to say that they couldn't do it.
Fallout 4 was huge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, we don't know that Borderlands 3 isn't going to be huge. You know what I mean?
We don't know that, but the thing is like we'll never know. Because I don't think it's coming out. But
it has to come out. I honestly, I believe that in my heart of hearts, that it will come out. Like, there's no...
If the head dude at Gearbox goes to prison for child porn...
Then somebody else will step up and take his position, and that game
saying.
Will still come out. You know what I mean? If Steve Jobs had gotten arrested for fucking child porn, do you really think Apple would have just stopped making phones?
I don't think they would have stopped, but I think they would have went down because that's where the genius comes from,
I mean, they're still making phones and he's dead. You know what I mean?
They got those 500-year business plans, bro. They're still following the Steve.
Fair enough. Maybe that's what they need to do is just get a 500-year business plan.
Can you imagine what Sony's 500-year business plan looks like?
Oh, God, I can only imagine.
I want to see what they think the world's going to look like in 500 years. It's pretty cool.
So, was it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay, I got a bunch of these. Man, I had some good ideas last Okay, so I think Rockstar definitely needs to put something out. Again, that's another one that might be... Well, I think you could do it because they put out 5 on 360, but that's here nor there. I really think that some kind of Grand Theft Auto experience would be sweet on the Switch. Even if it was like kind of like a dumbed down one like Chinatown Wars or something, you know what I mean? Like
I put that on my list as well, but I got a better idea. Instead of doing that, you do a Chinatown Wars rendition of Red Dead for the Switch.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah.
I'm sorry here. That's like super fucking good idea, dude.
Like, because Grand Theft Auto, yeah, like just do a dumbed down version of Red Dead, like that.
Like a kind of top down Red Dead. That would be fucking sick. Fuck. I would play that like all over the place. That's a great idea, dude.
And it would be exclusive to Switch because there's no other handheld consoles at the moment. So like, make it specifically for Switch.
Ooh.
And like that would get a lot of people. I think,
especially with the Red Dead hype train as hyped as it is,
dude.
you can make that sick.
Hell yeah. Oh wait, it's my turn. Yeah. My bad.
No, it's okay.
I got Capcom, but I want it to be a more handheld focus or like a handheld mode focus game, kind of like they did the Oracle of Ages and Seasons for the Game Boys. I want them to...
Capcom worked on that?
They made those, yes. Capcom made Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, which were both amazing, and they haven't worked with Nintendo specifically like since then.
Well, I mean, they got the Resident Evil Revelations that I just played. Both of those games.
But it came to PlayStation too.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, it was originally a DS exclusive.
Yeah, but I think it came to everything else afterwards. Yeah, Revelations is on Xbox 360 as well.
Revelations 2 is on everything for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know about Revelations 1.
I want them to make...
Oh, yeah, they did a remaster for everything.
But see, now that... Okay, what I was saying earlier about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, how... Can you go back to the old style? What I think they should do is they should keep their main team focused on Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild type games, these big open worlds. Have Capcom come in and make something like Oracle of Ages or Oracle of Seasons, but like more modernized for the Switch, like
with Octopath Traveler looking graphics.
Yes, like a top-down type situation, or even like sick. That. Just give us a 2D Zelda game.
I want a Zelda game that looks like Octopath Traveler.
That would be
gorgeous. Fucking tight, dude.
Yes, that would be so dope. But that's what I want from them. I want something like that. I think that'd be fun.
That would be really fun. I like that idea.
And hold us over for the next Zelda.
Okay, so here's one that I'm surprised hasn't already happened, and it probably will happen, hopefully. We need Harmonix Music Systems, the people who did Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Are they still a thing?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they put out fucking that Guitar Hero Live like a few years ago.
That failed miserably.
It failed miserably, but, I feel like there's still something there, you know what I mean? And with like the multiplayer, like functionality of the Switch, I feel like it would be so easy to just slap your Joy-Con into like a little controller or like a little guitar, and like
that'd be cool. Or maybe use the keys, or use the touchscreen as keys to a keyboard or something.
Oh yeah,
like
all the ideas. Yeah,
switchy.
You could have a fucking Joy-Con in each hand, do the drums.
Oh, that would be cool. Actually,
that'd be sick.
That would be really neat. Actually, that's a good idea. I like that one. Hell yeah. My next one is From Software, but an exclusive Nintendo character-centered cartoony Dead Souls-like game. So like how they did Bloodborne for the PlayStation, I want a Nintendo-centered like game like that, but like so it's gonna have Mario and all this stuff, but you fight through bosses like from
really
different
hard.
games. Not Mario, Zelda.
Zelda would be the most
Link.
Appropriate, I think.
And but it has all these different creatures. Like you get this lifelike Bowser, like that's in the game. Like really, like
it could be called Hyrule Born,
dude. Yes,
that'd
or something
sick.
like that.
Or like
yeah, I don't know. What
Triforce Souls or something. I don't know.
Or it should just be called Triforce.
Oh,
and then like you just fucking go, and it's like got like the 3. Main games. You got Mario.
That'd be sick, like a really adult, hard as fuck Zelda, like But like it's
Or
like
even
mainly
Metroid.
just boss fights like the whole game.
Even a Metroid version of that would be really cool to do.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, like dude, yes.
Like a reimagining of Metroid.
Just a really fucking hard game, like, and it's all skill based, like.
Ooh, that would be cool.
But you're in those worlds,
and it's not that out of the question because they did that remaster of Dark Souls for Switch. So you know that they have like Switch. They're cool with supporting Switch. They're all about it. You know what I mean? So it's like I could see that happening. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, I'd be down.
Let's see. I definitely want like Irrational Games, who did BioShock.
See, I thought about that too. What would they make? What could they
BioShock. Like a BioShock spinoff.
Oh, like a spin-off of BioShock, just for Switch.
Like a smaller, core game. Like, you know how like they did Dishonored Death of an Outsider, with like a different main character in the same kind of like...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think that'd be cool to do like a Death of an Outsider style game, but...
Or maybe because it's
BioShock.
on Switch and everything's smaller and more portable, you play as one of the
what if the BioShock
sisters?
world is like a tiny world on like a mushroom or something? You got to shrink down to get to this tiny world.
It's just like a scale-based game. No, I like that. That would be cool. Yeah.
That actually, like...
It's like in the year 2077, a man shrunk like an entire city.
The whole game is like you trying to like get across a town so you can like get back to normal size, and you're just dealing with like huge shit. Like,
hell yeah. Dude, that's a good idea. I like the skill thing.
Yeah.
It's good. So I guess my last one is a Bethesda exclusive title, but what I was thinking for this one is more practical. That new Elder Scrolls Blade game that's coming out, maybe make it a better version if you played on Switch, like versus mobile.
That'd be cool.
Like so like you get a bigger, more not plotted out, but a bigger, more fulfilled game and campaign on the Switch than you would just playing it on mobile.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't do that, or they should do that at least.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a lot more. So not a lot more, but I'm just gonna run through a few more of these because I got some good ones.
Run it.
Let's see. Valve, first of all, I think should make like a Counter-Strike or something for Switch would be pretty cool.
See, I thought about Valve. I was thinking the closest thing you'd probably get for a Valve exclusive, which you'd never get that, but on Switch would be like a Portal game.
Yeah.
Just because it's like almost family friendly and like it's got
Portal would make sense for Switch. That'd be cool to just bust a Joy-Con off and like go through a Portal adventure with your friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Let's see. Rocksteady Studios. I'm surprised they did the Batman Arkham games. I'm surprised that they haven't done some kind of Batman game already for the Switch, because they tend to do like exclusive stuff and they're not opposed to like adventuring out. Like they did the Batman Arkham VR thing. They
did one for the 3DS, or wasn't it called like Origins or something?
Did they really?
Or not Origins? It was like Black something.
I don't remember that, but if they did, that's pretty sweet. But they should definitely do one for the fucking Switch too. That being said, I feel like Insomniac games would be really good for Switch too. They did Sunset Overdrive, which was an Xbox exclusive, and they did Spider-Man, which was a PlayStation exclusive. So it seems only fitting that they would do some kind of like open world Switch exclusive. You know what I mean?
I wonder what they could do for Switch.
They could probably do something sweet, dude.
It's true.
Let's see what else we got. Hazelight Studios, the guys who did A Way Out. I think that would be
really easy. Like that'd be like a given. They should make a Switch game because it's like,
I feel like their graphics aren't that like complicated to where they could just like, first of all, A Way Out would be perfect for Switch. And it really would.
Yeah, all their games are co-op. You just pop off the Joy-Con like you're saying, and then just go
I'm trying to think like games where you just pop the Joy-Con off and you're playing with your buddy. I think that would be sick in that instance, And like I'm sure all their future games are going to kind of have similar thing. It's like their thing.
Definitely. And the motion controls would be really cool in that, especially like, picking locks or like
Speaking of motion controls, I put one of my people on this list just because I thought it'd be interesting to see what they could do with motion controls. Servios games. They do exclusively VR games right now. They've done like Creed VR. They've done Sprint Vector, Raw Data, and Electronauts. And all 4 are like regarded as some of the best VR games out right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I personally think that with their expertise with motion controls, they could make something really sick for Switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't really know how different a Switch motion control is from a, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, because it's not like technically tracked, I guess. There's not like a track bar or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird how they do that. It's like it tracks from where you like last track it. I don't know. It's so strange how the Switch motion control works. Like you have to hold it in a certain way and like reset it, and then it tracks from that the last spot you reset it at.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe that's why Just Dance has some tracking issues.
Yeah.
So you can go in and actually change the...
Well, I had to figure this out when I was like playing Pokemon because I was throwing mad Pokeballs and they were just flying all over the fucking place. So like what you want to do is like when it gets to a situation where you have to track it, you have to like hold it in like you know, like at the beginning of a Mario Party where you do like the frying pan game and it makes you hold the controller and still and then like reset it, and like you have to kind of do that with everything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It just doesn't always give you the cool little fucking thing telling you to do it. Like
I've never seen it where it says reset your thing. Like you mean like just hold it there for a second?
Well, like most games have a clever way of like doing it like without you noticing it. You know what I mean? Like Pokemon, for instance, wants you to like hold the controller like this and then push the button and then throw your thing. You know what I mean? So whenever you hold the controller and then push the button, it creates the base of origin for your like throw. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like in Just Dance, I assume that when you start dancing, there's probably some kind of button you push to start dancing. No? It just starts you up dancing?
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking maybe
that game just didn't have much... I don't know.
They didn't put any thought into that. That's crazy. I'm going to try that next time and see if that helps.
Maybe there's some way to. I have no idea. But either way, it'd be interesting to see what Surbios could do with some motion controls. And then, you know, I was thinking, I really want some kind of Quantic Dream adventure on.
That would be cool on
but
Switch.
like, I want a new one, like a totally new one. But like, you're never gonna get Detroit Become Human on the Switch. You know what I mean? If you do, it's gonna look not nearly as good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So what I'm thinking is like make a unique adventure for Switch that's like slightly dumbed down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
make it Nintendo dumb.
Yeah. It'd be cool if it had like a Nintendo theme. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
They just do a Quantic Dream game in the Mario universe.
That would be stupid, but awesome. I would fuck with it. I would totally play that.
Peach is the only one that can talk.
I think that's all I got. Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, wait. I think it'd be cool if Rare did like Rare Replay 2 or Rare Replay Gold Edition. You know what I mean?
And it's just all the
missing Nintendo gems. You know what I mean?
I'm stupid. I forgot one of the ones that I want to do is Retro Studios, which they did like the remake of they did the Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze. And they did.
Was Tropical Freeze any different than Donkey Kong Country Returns?
Yes.
Donkey Kong Country
a lot harder. It's a lot
harder?
more fun. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I played Donkey Kong Country Returns is the one that was on DS, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I played that one. I really enjoyed it.
It's good.
Do you think I should get Tropical Freeze if I liked?
Tropical Freeze is better than that one. But then also they did the Metroid Prime series.
They did Metroid Prime also?
Yeah.
Wow.
So my thing about Retro is that I want them to do a 3D platformer remake, and preferably Conker's Bad Fur Day, but like a remake for the Switch.
That would be
to kind of like renew interest in it, you know, and see if maybe like they could possibly get away with making a 2, you know, or something, like if enough people were
I'm not sure if the humor would go over well enough to spark interest in a 2. At least
you gotta modernize it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I think if you just went ahead and shout out a sequel, I think it would bite a lot harder than if you did a remake of the first one and then shout out a sequel.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? I know that sounds crazy, but I think some people might. I don't know.
Well, if you brought back the first one, if you did a remake with the first one, but brought back the actual multiplayer from the first one, unlike the Conker's Live and Reloaded, which completely changed the multiplayer.
Yeah, I didn't like Conker's Live and Reloaded for some reason.
It sucked. It didn't look right. The art style was weird.
The art style was weird. They tried to make it too pretty.
Yeah, they tried to make it too pretty, and then the multiplayer was like the best part of the 64, one of the best parts, and they got rid of that.
Yeah,
they went with that Terminator thing, but it was because Halo was super popular. They were trying to follow in those footsteps. But I think like if they brought it to today's like you have the version or you have like the classic multiplayer, but you also have like Battle Royale mode and all these other things like dropped into it just as like fun multiplayer games.
Conquer Battle Royale mode would be awesome.
It would be so brutal and violent, but awesome.
It would also kind of look like Fortnite too, though.
Yeah.
You'd have that same like art style, just like crazy brutality, like
hell yeah, just a brain just spraying everywhere. Anyway, so yeah, that was the other one I forgot to mention. But we're gonna jump on over to the People's Champ. Do we have a People's Champ today? Was there any questions?
I think Charles just asked, what the fuck Activision again? So, I mean, we'll give him the champ since he was the only one that gave us the time of day.
But I agree. Once again, Charles, what the fuck Activision? Well, they're just letting Bungie go. They're just, not giving us Tony Hawk. They're just, not doing anything over there. I feel like Activision is just... wasting my time, your time.
They're just wasting everybody. They're wasting their investors' time. I'm gonna
call
you, Activision.
No, I'm just kidding. We just get into a fight. Anyways,
with Activision.
But yeah,
Activision just calls us like, "Yo, I heard you were talking shit."
It's like, "Yo, fuck you, man. Don't call me.
We're Activision, bitch."
But yeah, anyways, leave us some questions on the Facebook group. Actually, also, if you want to, if you don't feel like dropping questions in the Facebook group, send your questions to createforsanity@gmail.com. I'll get those over there too. That way you have multiple options in sending questions. Maybe you don't feel like, maybe you want to be anonymous.
Yeah.
Maybe
you don't want to be put on blast,
Yeah. Feel free to send anonymously to
although if you submit anonymously, you will not be entered into the running for the t-shirt because we can't announce your name as a, you know what I mean? It'd be hard to do that.
No, they could do it.
We could do it?
Yeah, because they could put their name in the email. Just tell me not to say it on the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we can do it then.
And then we'll be like...
We'll just be like, oh, we got an anonymous People's Champ.
Call you...
We got this guy.
We'll make up a name for you.
Yeah, we'll call you Esteban.
Esteban. Yeah, whether you're male or female, you're Esteban. Yeah. Whoever the first anonymous person is. Anyways, so send them over to,
If you're a female, it's Estebanita.
Or that, yeah.
Or actually, just to throw everybody off, if you're a male, it's Estebanita. And if you're a female, it's Esteban.
I like it. We're making waves.
I'm giving away my tactics here.
Yeah, send it over to createforsanity@gmail.com. Anyways, let's wrap up the show with This Week in Gaming History. Brent, take us back.
Taking it way back to the year 2000. I went to the year 2000.
Not much has changed.
Oh, they live underwater.
Fucking sucks.
So January 24th, 2000.
Okay.
All kinds of crazy shit came out on that day.
What console are we talking?
We got 2 consoles. Okay.
Is this 2 separate games for 2 consoles?
2 separate games, same day.
Okay.
2 great games, 2 separate consoles.
2000.
We got an N64 game.
Okay.
And we got a Dreamcast game.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say for the Dreamcast, we got Sonic Adventure 2.
No.
Okay. Is it Soul Calibur?
No. What's the other popular game? There's a couple of them.
On the Dreamcast?
Yeah. It was an arcade game, too.
Crazy Taxi.
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
All right.
And then for the N64.
This is a hard one right here.
This one's a hard one.
It's not that hard. It's a little hard.
Was it critically acclaimed?
Maybe.
Not many N64 games were.
I think it was like well received, but it wasn't like.
Was it a first party title?
It was Nintendo exclusive.
No, but was it first party as in like what did Nintendo produce?
Yes, Nintendo. Sorry, I'm
or like did they develop it?
Yeah, they did. They made it. They made it.
And it was 2000. This was towards the end of the console cycle, so
it was number 2 in a series of games.
The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask?
No.
Okay.
It actually had the number 2 after it. After the title.
Wow.
Yeah.
Number 2. Fuck. Hold on. Let me get this. I got this. Is it a shooter?
No.
It's a platformer.
No.
Is it a racer?
No. It's got a little bit of each of those elements incorporated.
Oh my God. I don't know. What is it?
Mario Party 2!
Oh, you fucking kidding me. I'm like sitting here thinking like in my head like, what could this be? Yeah, okay. So that's it? That's what we got?
Yeah, that's this week in gaming history.
Okay. Sweet, guys. Well, remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show to GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast. And check out our video content on YouTube, where you can watch this when we throw it up tomorrow. The same time, or well, it'll probably be way later in the day than when the audio goes up, but all you have to do is search Create for Sanity on YouTube. It's all one word. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle Aljaafreh Jamal, and Brent at Brent has one. That's the number 1. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners.